Hey everybody, what is up? Missy, first one in here again. Wow, you're on it. Getting those notifications. Awesome. Vanima Moonbeam, G513, RJ Flowers, Lori, Susan, Barbara. Doing okay, Mark. How you guys doing? Muskrat in there? I didn't see Muskrat. I miss you. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. Awesome. Steven. Cool. Missy, actually, that's kind of a. I don't know what's going on right now, guys. I'm just, yeah, I'm not really feeling. I'm still not feeling it, guys. I'm completely, utterly exhausted. I'm lucky to stay up for, well, I'm up all the time, but I'm lucky to be like staying focused for an hour at a time now. I'm just, yeah, it's beating me down here. So, but yeah. So yeah, Barbara, I've actually tried that before. Wages world, we just live in it. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm trying to stay as cool, sunshine. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. What's up, man? What's up, my brother Mark? What's going on in there? Guys, you know how I feel about my brother there. You guys got to go over and check him out. Have to. Hola, Rosie. Good to see you. Sissy Lightfoot. Barbara. I already said hi to you. Been talking to you. Duh. Jeff P. Hey, what's up, bud? Hope everybody's doing well. Like I said, guys, I am still not feeling the greatest, so we're not going to dwell on that, though. We're going to go ahead and just get into this and, hey, George, thanks for being here, guys. And talk about what we need to talk about, Just got to keep pushing, guys. I mean, I can't just sit back and not do nothing. But that is what it is. Let's see here. Did I push a button or something? That was stupid. Everybody still there? Okay. Wow. I don't know what the heck happened there. Anyway, so yeah, guys, we got some stuff going on a little bit. Not nothing like extreme, but I am seeing some things. And guys, I was just you guys know I go and I look at the infrared stuff, and I want to show you guys a few things there first, right off the bat. I'm not sure if anybody else has seen it yet or not, but there's a huge fire that just erupted out in Arizona, out on its own. It's a big one too, and it just happened because I was looking at this. I've been looking at these things all day long. It's right there. Okay, we'll take a look at that a little bit deeper here in a second, but I wanted to point that out because we had an earthquake up here yesterday too in Flagstaff. So I'm not sure if any of that's related. Now I know there's been some talk about some volcanic action and stuff like that going on. But I don't know exactly what's happening with that. But that is definitely something we need to talk about, because here's the fire, and I think the earthquake was up here. And if I remember right, it was in the 3 range. I'm not 100% sure on that one. We'll take a look at it here in a minute. Well, let's just do that now. But what's strange is, guys, earthquake activity is extremely low right now. We should not be seeing this kind of inactivity. And that's what's happening. So, if we go to 7 days here, see this one right here? Out here on its own. It was a 3-3 in Flagstaff. So yeah, guys, that's a pretty decent deal there. That ain't something we can just like overlook. So, I am going to go ahead and put the chat away here for a minute. That way I can get to the information without getting, distracted like the squirrel brain that I have. So, and yeah, I caught a beam on a different satellite too, guys. I'm going to show it to you. I didn't expect to see this one. This one just kind of popped out. Anyway, the Schumann. We are most definitely catching a spike right now. Well, it seems as though it's over now, but this was last night, in the middle of the night for most people. Unless you're across the pond there. And shout out to my UK people, New Zealand, Australia, Aussies. That's right. Love y'all. Thanks you guys being here. Just checking it out and sticking with me. I appreciate everybody around the world. I really wish I could give you guys a little bit more local information. There's just simply not as many avenues or tools to do that. It really sucks. But, we really don't have much to look at like over Russia and stuff either, because in China also, because they don't allow any of that stuff over there. Not to be out to the public. So, anyway. So that spike's happening, and it's definitely something we need to pay attention to. But, again, that's kind of our new norm. That's what I've been saying. I've been saying it a while now. But as far as solar weather going on, our geomagnetic activity is actually starting to get a little bump here. And as you can see here, guys, we had a day and a half of no activity whatsoever. And there was a cosmic ray warning issued because of this. If there's 24 hours of no activity at all, they'll issue that warning. But as soon as you get one that comes off the basement at all, it immediately, that warning goes away. Pretty much, but the conditions still kind of continue on, just so you know, for a few. Now, with getting, these are 3-hour increments, so you got 3-6, that's 9 hours of a little bit of a bump in the activity, so, that cosmic ray stuff's going to kind of go away, at least the warning part of it. Now, the X-ray flux up here, guys, you can see how things are kind of a lot more variable. It's fluctuating quite a bit, and the reason being is we do have some pretty active areas on the sun, and there's some ejections going, on both sides, and I'm going to show that to you guys here in a minute. The one sunspot, I just have to be honest with you, I'm a little bit on edge on that one, because I think it's going to probably do stuff the whole way across the front, and it already is. Also, guys, you see that? That's something we ain't seen in a couple days. That's a coronal hole. But you can see right here on the ACE data, you can see when stuff started ramping back up. Now, I want to point something out here. And what I'm pointing out here is, again, what most people won't even say, or I don't know why they don't talk about this, but look at the range, guys. Again, 200 to 320, that's a very, very small range, number one. Number two, it's a range, it's reading stuff really low. Why? Well, we got slow solar wind. That's what that amounts to. Multiple days in a row, and that's why geomagnetic activity was low. Okay? So they kind of go, hand in hand. Not always, but usually. You can see how everything started running up here. And that's because we're coming back into more normal conditions. We're catching a little bit of uptick in the solar wind, which isn't bad. Okay, density, same thing. Now remember the range over here. I know that looks pretty massive change, but it's not. It's, basically 0 to 10. We've looked at this before. It'll say 0, 10 will be here, 100 will be there, and I've seen it up to 1,000 up here. So that range is, we have to understand that. And I know I harp on that, but we really have to pay attention to that. Now the BZ's kind of been a little bit fluctuating too at the same time, which means that energy is open from the sun. And, when it's in the negative, that's when it's, the door's open. And you can see right here at the end, it opened up pretty, it went down to about a -5, it looks like. So that means it was pretty good stuff coming out of there. Now, you got the temperature here too. Again, it's following suit. Enlil model. The density seems like, the Enlil's saying, hey, nothing's going to be going on. I mean, look at this. This looks pretty quiet. But then you look at the solar wind speed, and it, right here again, it's saying we were, up into 600, close to 600. kilometers per second. This one, it showed nothing of that. Not even close. So, I just, yeah. I don't know what to think about that yet, guys. You know, they're not agreeing with each other. That's all I can say. Okay, electron flux. I mean, look at these guys, okay? We're getting these little spikes here, here, here. Now, they could be just cosmic ray spikes, and what I mean by that, they're basically, it's an anomaly. The cosmic ray will cause it to look like that sometimes, if it hits it the right way, but getting it 3 days in a row like that, I don't think so. And I'm trying to figure out, and it's not at the same exact time. Okay, you got 1458 there, and you got 1034 there, and then you're back to 729 there. So it's not happening at the same time every day. So that means something's causing that. That's not something that's, you know, being influenced by the rotation of the Earth and all that. So yeah. So, you know, I don't know exactly what's causing the magnometers to do this. But, you know, something is. In electron flux, this should not look like this. It should be more of a wavy line like this. I don't know what's going on with that. So, unless they change the design of that tool and I'm not aware of it. But, anyway. Density, you know, wind speed again. Here's the magnetosphere models. And you're going to see, you know, just pretty quiet conditions. You've seen an uptick there, which is what we've seen on the ACE data, right? You can see it kind of hitting there. And notice down here again. Yes, you're seeing a little bit up here too, but watch the difference here. See that? Then you get a little bit here. So, you know, what's happening there is it's, you know, that's a higher, that right there is higher wind speed. It's directional. That's specific to that spot. How do I know that? Well, because of this. We've been watching this for a couple days now. And it's doing the same thing. See? Why are we getting a really dense pocket of charged particles there? I don't know. But it's most definitely, you see that? I mean, you can see how that's really side specific. You know, and look at that. And then you look up here, it starts doing a little bit up there. Here's the big notch we've been seeing, but now we're getting this too. We don't typically see this back here either, guys. Okay? I don't know what to think about this yet. It could be because of the slow solar wind, but I'm not going to hang my hat on that one yet. But you can definitely see how it is, you know, side specific. It's not symmetrical. It's asymmetrical what's going on here. So we have to understand that, and you know, it will cause us to look at different things. Things should be very symmetrical when we're talking about this. When it's not, that means we're getting, you know, energy coming from a specific direction that's not directly from the sun. So, you know, that's what we got to consider there. Now, I will say we don't have any pressure at all around our planet. I mean, watch this. It's crazy. All this pressure is way far away from us. Okay? When we start worrying about pressure on us, it's when it's up, you know, kind of the red's up in here. But this is like, you know, and again, I think it's because of the slow solar wind. But I'm not going to hang my hat on that yet either. But it does look as though things might be starting to try to come back to a more normal condition. Okay, ISWA. Coronal hole right here, guys. You know, and we're probably already starting to connect to that if we haven't already, because the Earth kind of sits just to the south of the equator of the sun. It's kind of about right here. That's the alignment we are with the sun. It moves a little bit depending on what's going on in our orbit and all that, but That's roughly about the general place of it. So this thing's going to come through what we call the Earth strike zone. As it rotates through, it's going to rotate right between us, right in front of us. Okay, so I would look for the BZ to kind of open up a little bit when that does connect, or go to negative is what I'm talking about. And these particles will just start flowing out. And that's when we get the higher solar wind. Okay. But over here on Stereo A, I want to show you guys this real quick before I take you to seeds, because I can see it a little bit better here. I'm going to pause that. Anyway, let's go ahead and update it again one more time. Okay, don't freak out over that. That's probably nothing more than like a meteor going in front of the satellite, or it could be a cosmic ray. I don't think it's anything to worry about, okay? That was back on the 10th anyway. So we're going to come back up in here. And just like I've been showing you, this is the 14th. Okay, I showed you guys that object or whatever that was yesterday. Now look what happens here. You can see, well, let's do this first so you guys can see it. Watch how this whole part, I'm talking like 3/4 of the sun. You can see how it gets like a haze as I move this slide bar. And that's because the sun's ejecting on multiple sides. We're getting energy coming off the sun all over the place. Watch. See how it just kind of grew like that? So, we do have energy coming off the sun. And we had, if you look right here, you can even see that. That would be Earth facing. If this satellite over here, SOHO, confirms it. I did see a filament, and I'll show it to you guys here in a few minutes. On here is a pretty big one, and it was on the northern hemisphere of the sun, and it looks like it might have tried to lift off. I'm not really sure if it did 100%, but we'll look at that again. But here's the 14th again. Okay, this one's going to show you the multiple ejections I'm talking about. You're going to see here, it's going to be over here. Okay, that's pretty much the first one there. Okay, we're getting that, what we've been seeing for a while, that like C shape. Okay, now we're getting one to the left. See that one? And then it's going to come back over here. See that? Top right, left side. Look at that on the right side right there on the end. That's just now happening, guys. Okay? So, we're going to have to pay attention to this. I don't know what... I looked at seeds, and I didn't see seeds had that updated yet. We'll have to look at that here in a minute. But the sun's ejecting all over the place right now. It's going to be... We're going to really dodge a bullet if nothing comes at us on this time. Because these aren't really small ones. They're not huge ones, but they're not small either. Okay? So, then we got the sun, right? Oh, goodness. Okay. Let me bring this over here. Now, you're going to see all those ejections I just told you about. Here, down here, and over here. And here's that area, the sunspot here, okay? I think that one's going to be pretty active. It really does look like it's got its stuff together, and it could really bring us some issues now till, a week from now. So anyway, watch the edges of the sun here. So you can see each and every one of those separately. Now this one here is pretty big. It's a pretty big C shape, and it kind of dives that way. See that? And then you got this one actually diving into it. Yeah, and we all know what I think about that. Might be something out here. You know what I mean? Kind of instigating the sun over here. So, and then you got this stuff over here happening at the same time. It was a strange looking CME on that side of the sun. It really was. See, watch this little thing right here. It'll flick out. Watch. See that? That's it ejected right there, most likely. Okay. Now, watch up in here. I'm going to zoom in because this is the filament. And I'm going to show it to you on the 304 also because you'll see it better. But I want you guys to look at it here too because it does show up. I'm trying to get that. Okay, again, look up in here. Okay, you're going to see a bright area right there. And if you watch really, really close, you probably have to do it on your own. You might not be able to see it here on what I'm showing you. But if you look really close, you'll be able to see that there's a filament there, and it's pretty large. So we're going to look at it on the 304 because that's, you know, this is the one that really shows it better. And all this is simply, you know, they put a color on these because they have to assign it a color. You can put whatever color you want on there. This gas that it's showing you in the 304 angstrom, it's outside of our light spectrum. We cannot see it with our human eyes. That's why they put the filter on it so they can see that specific gas. It filters out everything else but the 304 angstrom. So that's all you're going to see. And this gas, I can't remember which gas this is that we're looking at here. But it is specific to that, and that's what this gas shows up as. Without that, we wouldn't be able to see it at all. That's what I mean about how technology's increased, and that's why we need to understand that sometimes when we see an uptick in things, it's nothing more than just a technology increase that's allowing us to see it now. It could have always been there. We don't know. So watch up here again. I'm going to try to get you guys a better look at that. You know what I'm going to... Well... Yeah. Let's do it this way. Okay. So just watch up here real quick, and then, you know, I'll move it. Okay. Now, a lot of you probably seen it, and a lot of you might not have. I'm going to stop it right here because... And I'm going to zoom in and show it to you. It's right here. It actually goes over here, and we'll look at it again. But... Sorry, guys. I mean to cough like that. But you can see it right here. It's a darker area. Now, if you're looking on your phone, you may not be able to see that. But I'm going to push play, and we're just going to watch it. See it dancing around right there? And how it dove right back to the surface? I think some of it left, though. Okay, we're gonna watch this come back through again, and I'll point it out when it comes back around. Here it comes. It's right here, and then it goes back to the surface there, and you can still see it dancing around a little bit. So I think you know we see these arcing connections over here on the side. That's kind of what we're seeing here in the front. It's just the sun's the background, so it kind of camouflages it. So that's what you're seeing there. Okay. It's just on the front side. You're seeing a filaments dancing around on the sides, but this one's on the front. And that's what they look like. They're just darker areas. See that? You can see how it went. A lot of that went back to the sun. So, you know, did some of it release? Probably. But not a whole lot of it didn't look like. Not the whole thing. But here's that sunspot. Now, when they show up this bright on this particular angstrom, the 304, you know it's pretty substantial. It's a legitimate thing to look at. So what you're seeing is just a sunspot doing its thing. It's not very active right now. Now, you know, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, why you even talk? Well, because it's going to be. It has potential. Anytime we see those sunspots, we have to pay attention to them because the activity most definitely is upticked around those sunspots. Okay, so now the coronal hole, probably best one to look at for that one is this one, and that coronal hole just kind of opened up out of nowhere, really. But you know, it's like I said multiple times. I've seen sunspots come and go within 6 hours. So take that for what it's worth. The 131. That one actually kind of shows that filament too. I'm going to dive into that one for you guys so you guys can see that real quick. Because it actually, it got bright. It like flashed up there. I didn't notice that before. Watch up here. See that? That was that filament. We'll watch it again, but it's right in there. One more time here. Right about there. See it? Okay. So, you know, it's not going to show you it lifting off because you can't, it doesn't see that kind of gas. So, when you're looking at this, like I said, you're looking at different gases. And, you know, I know it surprises a lot of people to understand that the sun is not on fire. It really isn't. Okay, guys? There's no oxygen in space. You gotta have oxygen for fire. It's a fusion. It's a nuclear. I'm not going to go into detail on what it actually does, but if you guys are interested in that, you should research it. It's pretty easy to find that information, but it's not actually fire, guys. It is charged particles. Is what that pretty much what it is. Plasma. Bunch of different gases. I mean, it really is. It's a fusion, way more than it ever could be a fire. Okay. So we got this, and again, you know, that's what I would expect to see with slow solar wind speed, to be honest with you. Little puffs going out the back there. You're seeing little smacks here and there. Not much and nothing. But okay. So we got this one over here, the solar wind speed. Not much to talk about there. If you watch the speed here, it actually hardly ever even gets up over, you know, we've seen a 400 there, but the overall consensus here is 250 to 300 just about. That's low, guys. I mean, I'm serious. That's low. You know, I've seen it get below 200 a couple times, but it didn't stay there. This went to like 250 and stayed there for 3 days. Nuts. I mean, it's nutty. So X out of that. This is the Australian model. Aussie. Sorry. So if you watch the speed up here, you can see how it's, you know, 260, 270, staying very consistent right here. Okay, at the end it'll probably peak a little bit because that's what we've seen on the data. I haven't looked at this yet, so. Yep, you see the bow shock starting to bend, and look what happened. The wind speed's going up. The density is too. So that's exactly why you've seen a reaction. You guys seen a reaction firsthand right there. So let me back that up. I will take it back to the 15th, and we'll play that again. Now pay attention, we're slow here, right? Watch when that solar wind speed starts coming up. You're going to see the bow shock start bending. It's really, really evident. If you know what to look at, you'll be able to notice it. See it? As soon as that started bending, that wind speed was up. And the density was up also right here. So, yeah. Here's the CME tracker. I'm going to update that and see if it picked it up yet. And it has not updated yet. It is showing that one from the, I think the 10th is when that one blew off. Or was it the 13th? The 13th, yeah. It was on the 13th. Okay, if you guys are looking at this and want to know what stuff is, Earth is the yellow ball here. That's stereo A. I look at that all the time. I show it to you guys all the time. This is the Parker SP probe, guys. The green box. That's Mercury. That's Venus. Okay. Then you got Osiris out here. And you got Mars 2020 out here too. Right there. So, anyway. That's, if you guys want to know what was going on with that, that's what you're looking at. Okay. Now, I'm going to... You guys see this? That's what I was talking about on the second tool, that could be some sort of beam. I've never seen that particular anomaly on this model. Okay, and it would make sense because we're getting a lot of energy like concentrated right here. You can see the center of it, so it would make perfect sense to see some sort of a, I guess, a beam or whatever we want to call it there. I don't know exactly. Is it related to what we've been seeing on, this map? I don't know. It is roughly in the same kind of general area that we've been seeing the hot spots and stuff. So I'm not, completely against that actually being something. It is kind of like a hash mark, but if you picture something that's getting shot somewhere, that might be what you get, because if it's moving that fast, if this thing ain't taking pictures fast enough, that's what it would do. You would see like a dashed line. So, yeah. But as far as the electric field here, yes, it's upticking right now. Why? Because we're getting more solar wind now. So that right there shows you that's basically the center. You can even see the waves, okay, the directional, how it's going out, right? So with that, being there, and then we see that little signature that happened back here. And I'll keep an eye out for that, okay? Because it could actually end up being something. I don't know. So here's that fire that I seen right before I started this. I'm calling it a fire because I'm seeing smoke on it. See it right there on the end? Watch right here on the end. You'll be able to see some smoke. See that? And it wasn't nothing there. Look. From there to there. And there's nothing else going on anywhere else. So if we look at the earthquakes, we had this one yesterday. Okay? It's in close proximity to that. I don't think it's in the exact same area. But here, because that's there, if you look at this little notch in the state of Arizona, California border, and you follow that straight across, if we go over here, that's lining up latitude with that, okay? So Flagstaff is probably about right here, I'm guessing. So it's in the rough area, and it's too close to, like, not pay attention to it. I'm not sure if they have anything to do with each other, but that's just something that I kind of, like, looked at, I don't know. But what we can do is we'll go to the other view. I don't want to look at that view. Let's look at the... Yeah, look at the natural color. Look at that. That's smoke, guys. That's a fire. Yeah, no doubt about it. Watch. Okay, that's most definitely a fire. And you can see, and I don't think there's any kind of like volcanoes and stuff there. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. And again, Flagstaff is probably over here in this area. So, are they related? I don't know. Could be, I guess. But you can see how that thing's still burning. We'll go back to the shortwave IR here, infrared. And that's the latest capture. It's still going. So, let me back out a little bit. We'll take a look at it from a more wider view. And this is something I've been noticing too. This fire here has been here for... It's been lit for a few days. They're having problems getting that one out, I think. If you go back through, I think it's been there for 3 or 4 days. But I also noticed there was one up here in Colorado. See that pop in there? These are roughly the same size. And, you see what I'm doing there, right? I don't know. So, I'm not trying to insinuate nothing there because I just simply don't know what's going on with that. But, those are definitely hot spots, guys. You even see kind of one right here. And I did look for hot spots where I seen it on that, at the 1854 mark, which is when I seen it on the other model. I didn't see anything. So, You know, they could be related or they could not. I'm not sure. Power outages. Yeah. Not much to talk about here. Obviously, California with the fires and stuff. I think they had an issue with the windstorm too, a little bit up here in the north. I could be wrong on that, but who knows? Who knows? Now, I am going to show you seeds. That's one thing I didn't have pulled up yet. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. You see that, guys? Most definitely CME action, boys. Girls. Wow. See, I hadn't seen that yet, guys. That's a big CME. Sorry. I mean, wow. Now, I don't know if it's coming at us. I can't say that for 100%. You know, there's an outside chance. You know, you got the sun here, right? Look over here on the right. If that filament, because it was going that way, it could have blew off that direction. That could be what we're seeing. I can't say for sure because I didn't see it do that. But, you know, I did show you that backward C on the other model. And my guess is if we... Let's just start that again. So, yeah, you're probably seeing something very similar. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely, yeah, that's CME action, guys. So we got, like I said, guys, it's going all over the sun right now. Do I know if it's coming at us? No, I don't. I don't know yet. We're going to have to wait and see. But that thing is definitely substantial. Now, remember, let's do this. Let me show you this. Oops. Okay, look at this crazy looking thing. It's kind of odd to me that all this stuff is actually kind of looking the same. And you know, let me say this too. I've not seen a CME move this slow in a very long time. You guys see how slow that's moving? You can tell because this one over here is moving faster than this one. So, you know, there is something called an interplanetary magnetic shock wave. What that is when you got solar wind or like a CME, and then you get something behind it that's moving faster. When they catch up with each other, they won't collide, not typically, but the magnetic field of each one of the atoms will, because they're charged, they'll react with each other when they get close, and they cause what they call a shock wave. They actually caught that about 1.5 years ago on one of the satellite data. You know, they showed it to us, which was pretty cool. It's been theorized what that is before. They'd just never seen it. What's that do? Well, it just adds a little bit of extra oomph to it. So, yeah. Let's see here. See the timestamp here? And you're seeing this here. So, well, that was the last. So right now, guys, I can't tell you if it's coming at Earth or not. You know, I will say this: it is like as far as north-south, it looks like it could be. But as far as direction, like you know, like say we're here, whether or not it's going to go to the left or right of us. I don't think it's going to go over top or below us. It would go to the left or the right if it's going to miss us. But that's what it looks like to me anyway, at this point. But I do want to stress, watch guys, you're going to see this here too. Like I said, that's off the backside. You're seeing it do stuff here. This is the other one we just seen. And then this one. That's 4 of them in like a day. I mean, like all over the sun. So I really don't know what to say about any more about that because there's not much more to say until we get more data in. Other than that's one of the strangest looking CMEs I've ever seen. But, you know, I do want to say this too. You know, slow solar wind. What the heck? And slow CMEs. What's going on with all that? That's something I didn't expect to be, talking about. To be honest with you. Okay. Man. So what do you guys think? Everybody hanging out? Everybody alright? Everybody doing okay in there? Cindy Lou, when's our luck gonna run out? Hey Becker, Ricky, Jeff. Get that son a napkin. Good one, Jeff. Cindy, I don't know. I think that's a very valid statement. I really do. You guys have heard me say many times, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when these things are going to happen. Hey Mark, I want to talk about that for a second too. Mark Klokek, is that your name? Klosek, maybe? He's had ringing in his ears for years. Says he's on an aspirin regimen for that. I think that's exactly what we all need to keep in mind. What do I mean by that? I mean that we can't just go straight to the Schumann and blame everything that we got going on that. He had ringing in his ears. Yes, he could go look at the Schumann and kind of correlate it with that. But, if it continues, especially if it's happening outside of when the Schumann's acting up, go to the doctor, guys. Don't ignore it, because there could be a big problem. And that's kind of what I'm saying. So, please, guys, don't ignore that kind of stuff. So, anyway. Oh, thank you for bringing that up, Brenda. Oh, my gosh, I can't believe I almost forgot to tell you guys about show you guys that. Oh, my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Wow. See, am I in there? Did I do something stupid? Huh. Okay, hold on. Let me, I need to go over here and get spaceweather.com up here, guys. Sorry. Spaceweather.com. Where you at? Let's do this real quick. I think my chat's locked up. So, I'm going to X out of this real quick and bring you guys back. Yep, it was locked up. Sorry, guys. I do want to show you guys this real quick on. So hang out just for another second, please. This is kind of crazy. I want you guys to see it. Let's we'll go ahead and pin that real quick. Oh, daggone it! Sorry. That was stupid. Wow, Mark. Oh my good gracious. That's what happens when you don't feel good, guys. Oh man. So, let's look at this real quick. And what I want to show you, obviously, this is actually pretty cool. This is something, see, they gave this a sunspot. They gave it a number. It's 2776. You're going to see this percentage number probably drop to 70 before the week's out, maybe even lower. With that being said, that's definitely a bigger uptick in activity than what we've seen last cycle. Okay? That's important because our magnetic field and everything is weaker. So if we're ramping up quicker, we don't have enough time to recuperate. So whatever hits us is going to hit us harder. Then they start talking about this, the epic red air glow, okay? This isn't aurora. This is something else. They explain right here what exactly it is, but it's essentially about the level in the atmosphere and all that kind of stuff, what you're seeing there. That is not aurora. If you guys want to know more about that, go check this out over here at spaceweather.com. But I do want to point this out, too, before we get off of here. First off, we had 33 fireballs. That's kind of higher than normal, but it's not like the most I've ever seen. We are, kind of still in Halley's Comet debris. But what I want to point out here is these. Okay? You got 1.3 lunar distance, 1.6 lunar distance. Those are near-Earth objects. And you know what I do when I see these things? I try to figure out when they discovered them. How do we do that? Lurk, is the red aurora still happening? I'm not sure, but that's not what that was. That's a different phenomenon. That's what they were explaining here. It says it's called air glow, caused by a chemical reaction in the upper atmosphere. That's as simple as you can get, I guess. The atmosphere is bathed in strong UV radiation from the sun. On very dark nights, we can sometimes see the afterglow, colored green by oxygen. In this case, it's red because it's hydroxyl molecules. So that's why. It's similar, almost, but it's not the same as an aurora. So anyway, we seen that on the 17th. So we're going to go back to like the 12th. Let's just see what this thing showed us on the 12th. They've only got one there. Look. That's at 16.7. So they discovered these with just the past couple days. And that happens a lot. And I point that out because, guys, I'm telling you, we cannot just hang our hat on those kinds of things. We got to pay attention because, first off, if they see a big, huge one coming at us and they know we can't do nothing about it, we're not going to be able to hear about it. We all know that. I mean, I really do think that that's what would happen. But anyway, you got a 1-3 here. So it picked up this one on the 14th. Okay? So when did the 1-7? Oops. What the heck? Wow. Okay. Maybe I'll try to bring that back up real quick. Hold on a minute, guys. Alright, it's still there. Anyway. So, let's go to 15th. And that's when it seen it. Now see, they just changed it again. That said 1.7. Now it's 1.6. So they were off in their math. You guys understand the difference between a 0.6 and a 0.7? That's thousands of miles, guys. Okay? So that's why one little math mistake could bring these things all up on us. So yeah. Yeah, guys, everything out there pretty much is like a big magnet. I mean, we got to understand that. Brenda hit it right on the head there. I think, the consensus now, at least in our community, pretty much is, yes, gravitation is the big thing, okay? Oh, really? I didn't know that, Christine. Is Dutch talking about that too? I just talked about it. Alabama? There's one out. I didn't see one in Alabama. We'll go take a look at that in a second. Yeah, let's go do that real quick. But as far as the, gravity, and we're coming to understand, a lot of people, even mainstream now, they're making a turn towards more of an electric universe. And that's kind of where I sit. Maybe not 100%, but pretty close, guys. I mean, the stuff that we see, I think that, magnetism and stuff is a lot more powerful of a force than what, I think that's what, a lot of times that's more so what's holding us all together. Oh, yeah, we're going to look at this. You said Alabama? Really? Let's go over here and look. I don't see nothing there. I don't see nothing there, guys. You guys seen anything? That's the shortwave infrared, so we should be seeing it here. I'm seeing some hot spots, but I'm not seeing like a big fire like what's going on out there. I mean, there's definitely some hot spots going on, guys, like we've been talking about. But I think Dutch was even saying he don't think these are fires. Yeah, I'm not seeing any smoke or anything. Let's okay, I see one. Yep. You guys see that? Right there. Watch that. That is a fire. Watch when I move the. Watch when I move the. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can't go in a little bit more. Yep. That's a fire, guys. Right there. See that? Yeah, the one in Arizona was near that 3.3. Yeah, you were right, Christine. I just didn't see it yet. It's right there. That's definitely a fire. Hey, Della, what's up? Good to see you here. Birthday, I seen you in there too, bud. Wolf, what's up, bud? Arizona. Yeah, Flagstaff, Arizona. Yeah, 3.3, and then we had now there's a big fire out there just to the south, west of it. So yeah. Yeah, look at that. That's a fire, guys. So, I tell you what, we'll go over here and look at this one too real quick before. This right here is so obvious, it's not even funny. I mean, look at that. I mean, this thing here, guys, that thing caught, and when it caught, it went big. Quick. There was nothing there, look. So, yeah. And then you got a smaller one up here too, guys. I'm not sure if anybody's talking about that or not. But there is a smaller one up here that I've seen. Okay. So if you guys are ever over here doing this, and it's something I've learned just in the past week or so, you guys go to the shortwave infrared, like where it's where most people go to see these, to see the hot spots. You will sometimes see some smoke on here, a little bit, but see how faded it is? But there at the end, I seen that. And I was like, well, that's probably another fire. So you can barely see the smoke. So once you decide that there is a hot spot there, how do you check if there's smoke? Well, you go down here to True Color, and you run it back, and you'll be able to see it. Okay? As long as it's happening during the daytime. In the nighttime, you see what the satellite does. Okay? It goes back to that view. What's the timestamp? For what you want to know timestamp on, Margie? That's it. Well, that would be 20 UTC. I'm sorry. That would be midnight UTC. right there. Hey guys, let's not talk about shots tonight, okay? It caused a lot of argument last time. You know, whatever side you're on that, you know, it's okay to talk about it, I guess. Just try not to get at each other too much. And you guys are usually really respectful with each other. I get it. It is a polarizing thing. So, I mean, it really is. So you got this right here, and that fire is big, man. What's kind of stunning me about this fire is you go from that where nothing's there at 1900. Within 4 hours, you got that. I mean, it's like wham, dude. I mean, that thing, it's blazing right now, guys. Look at that. That's a big one. Tuvac, or yeah, yeah, Sunshine. That's one thing that, again, Ricky makes a good point there. There is a lot of the volcanic areas right now. You're not going to see it a lot on just the typical earthquake sites. You're going to have to go look at the trimmer maps. And she's right there too. A lot of these volcanoes are not marked. And they don't get marked because they think that they're not going to be doing anything. And I think that that's a mistake. So yeah, guys, check that out. Wham. I think it's pretty. I hate it for people out there dealing with this. I think it sucks for those people. Whoever's out there, I don't see how you guys deal with it. That's just a. I mean, look at the one here in California. You see where the smoke, how far it went, how far it's going. But, I'm not the wildfire expert, but I would think, guys, to get a fire that big, that fast, that would take some doing, I don't, again, I could be completely wrong. Yeah. Exactly, Ricky. That's, yeah, it almost looks like a volcanic plume, doesn't it? I mean, come on. Like a magma release in the ground. Yeah, I'm with you. I wasn't going to say it, but, I know that's what everybody's thinking. So, yeah. Lurk made a point here. Let's go here for a minute. Lurk's down in Florida, guys, and he's seen hot spots down here around the lake. What lake is that? Is that Okeechobee? Am I wrong there? Or what lake is that? Hey, Watchwoman for Jesus, what's up? Yeah, he was seeing hot spots. Lurk's seen this out here. You're welcome, Margie. Yeah, they're still there, guys. I mean, they're happening. You can see little hot spots. Watch. Right there. I know it's kind of... Here, let me do this. If we're going to look at that specific area, might as well just go down here. So watch around the lake over here, guys. Okay. Now, it's strange to me, and I know Lurk thinks the same thing, that you get the hot spots, but they go around the lake. They're nowhere else. Okay? We're not seeing them up here, down here, over here, just right around the lake. And so what are we saying there? Well, I think what a lot of us are thinking is the fact that what Ricky just said a few minutes ago, and somebody else was touching on it. I think it was, I can't remember who else said it. But guys, most likely that's probably magma flowing underneath there, and it's starting to heat stuff up. Okay? It would make sense that it would come around like the edge of the craton and where water's at. Okay? Because it's a hole, guys. That's why there's water there. There's a hole. It's a dormant volcano. Really? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. Yeah, Antonio, that's kind of what we're saying. Yeah, Ricky, you're right about that. I didn't know that. The crust is very thin, so upwelling magma will show up as hot spots much sooner than the craton. Yeah. The craton's a lot thicker than what we got down here, guys. Thanks for Christina for saying that. Cool. So yeah, guys, fire is terrible. It is. It's extremely bad. That's, in my opinion, and I know we don't like to talk about that kind of stuff here, but if it's my time to go, I don't want to go out that way. I would rather be frozen like a block of ice than I would to do that. So, yeah. So you're seeing all, guys, when we're talking about hot spots, for those that don't know what I'm saying here, it's these little black areas that are showing up, because I'm in the infrared, the shortwave infrared signature here. Okay? It's not visible. It's basically a heat signature, but it's yeah. It's in the spectrum of infrared. It's part of the light spectrum. Our eyes just can't see it. And, it's just extremely strange, but it does make sense that's why it's coming, next to the lake. But then my next question is, well, why not the ocean? The coastline's right here. So that's where my mind goes. And I could be completely off on that, but if we're seeing it just around Lake Okeechobee, why hasn't it spread to the coast either, because there's water there too. It should be, around the edges here too. I don't know. So yeah, guys. So yeah. You guys got any questions before I get off here? I've been on here probably for about an hour now. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off, I think. Guys, I will be going back to doing the recorded videos this coming Monday. I've been sick and all that, so I've kind of backed off of all that because I didn't really want to make 3 a day. Yeah, G, we've already talked about that, bud. So yeah. If you want to see that, bud, go ahead and just go back and watch the. Yeah, thanks, Watch Woman. Yeah, that's funny. Oh goodness. Thanks, Mark, for all you do. Thank you, Renee. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Susan. I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate all you guys. I really do. You guys are great. So great. I have to say, and I'm going to say this, go ahead and say it now. Through a lot of the hard stuff I went through, this whole YouTube thing, as hard as it's been. Hey, Body and Soul, what's up? It's the first time I've seen you in a minute. Yeah, I'm still sick. I just, trying to get through it, but I'm good. But I want to say thanks to all you guys for this one specific thing. It's kept me from my mind going to the bad places that it goes to, that we all fight, But in my particular instance, I had the opiate addiction because of pain pills, my back and stuff. I've explained that before. But you guys, just allowing me to do this and being here and giving me a venue to actually, and a platform to actually talk about stuff that doesn't have anything to do with that, but still kind of bring that in a little bit. It's helped me stay focused. And it's really, as much as it is difficult, it's helped. Because I had to work. I had to work at this. And it kept my mind busy. And it got me through a couple humps that I needed to get through. Yeah, Russ, there's a lot of stuff with Kratom. I've actually looked into that. Mike and Cindy have, we've talked about that before over at Evolutionary Energy Arts. They pointed me to somebody that had some, and I tried it. I've only tried 1 or 2 doses, but I'm not sure if it didn't really, it helped a little bit, but I'm right now I'm on Suboxone, buprenorphine, and just for the withdrawal. So what I would have to do is I would have to get myself into a withdrawal situation, and then try it and see if it helps. But other than that, that's kind of where I would be at. So I'm not trying to go there right now. I'm just trying to stay current, Thanks, Rip. I appreciate that, man. Glad to have you guys. Hey, we missed you too, body and soul. You guys need to come over to Mark's channel later on. I think he's going live here in about a half hour to an hour. I'll probably make a, woohoo, that's right, Brad. I will probably make a community post when he goes live, and you're on Subutex, yeah. Guys, if people that's not been through that, there's a lot of opinions on that, but the overwhelming opinion is, that really gets people over the hump. Even if it's something that you end up being on for a long time, for a long period of time, it's controlled. You don't get high off of it. All you're doing is keeping from withdrawing. That's it. Not to mention, he's on Subutex, but I'm on Suboxone. Mine actually has naloxone in it, which is a blocker. What that blocker does is it keeps me, even if I was to take another opiate, I couldn't get high off of it. So yeah, Lurk, that's right. You're not. You don't get high. All you do is you take the medication, and it's almost like it's like taking a blood pressure pill. You dissolve this under your tongue, but it's once a day, and you're done. And you don't even think about it. I don't now. I used to. My mind used to always go there. Yeah, Sam. I get that. I know what you're saying there. But you gotta weigh out what you're going for. You really do. And each person's different, Sam. That's what I will say. I've seen. I've been in programs, and I'm still in program. I've been in treatment for 7 years now, and I will say this: that everybody, absolutely everybody, is completely individualized treatment plans. It has to be, because it's where your mind's at. Almost 99% of getting over stuff like that is mental. At some point, your body's no longer addicted if you get down. Wow, Christine, that's rough. I was taking 60 hydrocodones a day, 20 at a time. And I never even abused it until I only abused my drug for 3 months before I got help. That's how loving my family was, because they seen it. And they, hey man, we're, that kind of thing. My wife, she's my best friend and all that. And I say it a lot because that's what happened. She is. And it's just, yeah, it is what it is there, guys. Yeah, neuropathy, you don't take anything. Yeah, if you got neuropathy, you're not really feeling much, I wouldn't think. I got a little bit of that, so. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm not trying to put my stuff off on anybody. I just like, when people ask those kind of questions, I like to give the other side of it because I'm on this side of it. Other people are over here. Other people are over here. And it is most definitely individual. So what's good for me and works for me may not be what's right and good for you. And that's what I try to say. I just let people know what I've done and what I've tried. I've been completely honest about this the whole time, ever since I got help. There's no reason not to be. The second that I'm not honest about that stuff is the second that I'm still trying to hide things. And that means that I'm trying to go back to doing what I was doing before. And I refuse to do that. And again, like I said, there's so many. Yeah, kratom it's a good option for a lot of people, Sam. It really is. And obviously you probably know quite a bit about that. And just for people that don't know what that is, it's not an opiate, but it hits on the same receptors. So it kind of fools your body into thinking that that's an opiate. And that's why it works for withdrawal. But there's never ever been a blind double study on that. And that's what needs to be done. If they really want to make it legit, that's what they need to do. That's what they have to do. And I hate to say this, but in order to get the overall public to agree to something like that, it has to be done in a very, very controlled setting. And a lot of that kratom stuff, I live in Indiana. I can't even get it. It's illegal here. But it doesn't mean that I wasn't going to try it, because I did. I tried it. My neighboring state, and I live on the border, is Ohio. You can get it there. Actually, like in Louisiana, you guys can go walk right up into the gas station and buy it. Did you guys know that? It's crazy. Stinking crazy, man. And it can be. And that's the other thing that's why it needs to be controlled, because, Black says it's too expensive. Black Apple Art there. I don't know that, I know that some of it's expensive, some of it's not. But you have to know what strain you're getting too. There's so many different strains of it that you need to be aware of, because, if you get the wrong stuff, it may not work for you. Or if you get the wrong stuff, it may be too strong. All that kind of stuff. So yeah. Sam, that's all I'm saying. I'm glad it's working for you, because it works for a lot of people. It really does. Yeah, Russ, that, smoke shops here. Yeah, you can walk right up into Louisiana. I'm not sure where you're at, Russ, but you can walk right up into gas stations. A lot of people, guys, you can make a tea out of it. You can just simply put it in a little bit of water and drink it. It's extremely nasty tasting. That's what I will say. But you can also put it in veggie tablets, veggie capsules, and take it like a pill. But it is most definitely something that, yeah, they can be. They do. That's 100% right, Brenda. I'll say this. Anything that we're going to put into our body will affect us in some way, shape, or form. For the most part, a lot of it's pretty not going to mess with you much, but there's other things like what we're talking about here. Not just kratom, I'm talking about any kind of pharmaceutical. There's always going to be a bad effect to some of that. Always. It's going to have a side effect. And that's where you got to weigh what you want to do. Oh. Depressing? No, I'm sorry, Christine. Show one of your videos? Yeah, sure. I can show one of your videos. Hold on, guys. We'll show one of our videos before we get off here. Okay. She does good work, guys. Really good work. Let's see here. guess we'll just play your most That's pretty. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Wow. Very cool. Very cool. So yeah, guys, go over and check out her channel. That's what it's just what she does here, and she puts music with some of them, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Very, very cool. Let's bring that back up. So yeah, guys, go check it out, guys. Oh shoot, I guess I could have dropped the link. Oh, good. Hold on, maybe I'll grab a link real quick. Hold on, guys, don't go nowhere. I'm gonna grab a link. Let's oh crap, hit the wrong button. Let's back it up one. There we go. Alright guys, there's a link to one of her videos. Go there and sub up. Check it out. You guys will enjoy it, I'm sure. You know. And what I like about what she's doing here is you know, she's not giving us 25 minutes of the same pictures. You know, her videos are what you got there, Christine? Probably what, 3 and 5 minutes, most of them. Yeah, well, actually, looks, you know, not even that long. So, I mean, you can go there, get your eye candy, and, you know, relax a little bit, check them out, check out all this cool stuff. And, you know, you ain't got to stick around for 5 years just to see what she's trying to show you. So, yeah. Cool stuff, guys. Go check it out. Alright, guys. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Christina. I mean, you deserve it. Yeah. So, I am going to go ahead and get off here, guys. I am going to go back to a little bit of I am going to do I know I haven't, but I told you guys I was going to do the space weather updates. I got sick, and it kind of threw a wrench into everything, and I just really haven't had the energy to do both. So, starting next week, I will still be doing my live streams, but I will be doing those recorded videos. I think I've decided to do the recorded ones because I like talking to you guys too much, and when I come on here to try to do just a little quick space weather update, I end up talking too long with you guys. So yeah, guys, go click the bell, and you know, get all notifications at the top there. If you don't, you only get notifications so often, and look for my community post here in a little while, probably here in about an hour, maybe a little bit less, and come over and visit, you know, hang out with us over at Mark Pyre's channel. You guys will love it. So yeah, Christine, I was going to ask you about that too. Can you, if you take your pictures in 16:9 or landscape, I know a program you can use, and that's what I was trying to talk to you about yesterday a little bit. It's free, and you can put transitions in there and add music and stuff. And you can do it right there on your phone. You don't have to have a computer to do it. So, I mean, if you need my help on that, I can help you out with that. Yeah, it would be, you know, instead of having that vertical, because if you go watch my early videos, that's the way my videos were too. And somebody had to help me figure that out too. So once I figured that out, you know, it's been all, you know, history since then. Yeah, I'll help you out. It's like I said, it's really, and don't be intimidated by it either, because it is, oh my gosh, it's so easy. You know, if it was too hard, you wouldn't see me using any of it. You know, my intro that I use, I actually use that program that I'll, you know, it's called, what's it called? Oh, it's vMix. If you go to the Play Store and download it, it's really, really, it's simple to use. My gosh, it's simple to use. But, yeah, I would suggest getting you into a landscape picture type thing. That way you don't have that vertical and that black blocked off on the sides. Yeah, vMix. That exact word right there. Yep. Go to the Play Store, download that app, and I'm telling you, you'll be off to the races. You'll be surprised on how easy it is. So, all right, guys. God bless. Yahuwah saves, and take your drink.